Hey, assistant professors that are just starting out. I just want to remind you to live with as much joy as you possibly can. If you're listening to this and if you're engaging with this, I think it's very easy to focus on what you need to get to and be very strategic in terms of who you're going to work with. But I think the key thing to always focus on is just have joy in your life. Make sure that you are smiling every day. Make sure that you have some laughter every single day and target those moments that make you feel good and look for all of those things. This is what I call the Spidey sense. This is where you look for the sort of warmness that happens once you start engaging and once you start doing things in life. I think the sooner you get to that moment where you are just living life for the sake of having a good time. Like, and I'm not saying to not take the world seriously, but what I'm saying is take a step back from all of that. Disengage from things that make you feel uptight and really start engaging with those moments that make you feel warm inside and give you the warm fuzzies. It's not about being impractical. It's not about being living life with rose-colored glasses, but it's about figuring out how to survive in a world that often pushes all of that stuff away. And I think the more that you focus on being happy inside, having that warmness inside, making sure that you're light on your feet, the more that you focus on these things, the better off that you're going to be in terms of, yes, you might be listening to this and saying, well, that's not going to make me productive. You've already lost as soon as you start thinking about productivity. I'm serious. It's going to be a dead end journey when you go through that. You're going to be very uptight. You are going to feel stressed. Just me talking about this, as soon as I say that word productivity, I get uptight in my belly. But if I focus on how do I feel warm? How do I live my life with joy? How do I become a more joyful researcher where every moment I'm laughing, every moment I've got a sense of lightness to what I do, I feel better. So try to figure out what that is in your life. Right? For me, it's often being surrounded with people that want to laugh, that smile, that can just shrug off the seriousness of life. To me, it's these moments where I go for walks and I see and I hear the birds, where I get to talk to you, where I get to engage in these moments where I just feel good. Right. And it's none of this has the word productivity in it. None of this is about accomplishing things. All of that sort of language that you're going to see and you're going to repeatedly hear in terms of what it means to get ahead. Push that stuff away. Focus on what it means to do good in your life. And I'm going to tell you this right now. You might be listening to this and say, "Well, that's all fine and dandy. It's not going to help me to get tenure." You've already lost when you're thinking like that. I'm telling you, you've already lost. Your life is going to be dominated by trying to get tenure. Your life is going to be, for the most part, ruined by the time you get there. You're going to realize, like, why was I so focused on trying to get tenure? Why was I so focused on trying to get full when I have this wonderful life that's already around me? It's so important to live a life with joy, to live a life with an open heart where you look around and you see people that are smiling and that you can laugh. And it's okay to go get a cup of coffee. It's okay to grab a lunch sometime, it's not about the productivity. I'm gonna tell you this, that my entire life, up until a few years ago, was dominated by that logic of productivity. And every once in a while, you bump into people that were like, I need to work all of the time. If I don't work on the weekends, if I don't work at night, then my life is ruined. And every one of those moments, I felt awful because I could never compare. I could never get there. It wasn't the thing that was making me joyful. So I disengaged with all of that stuff and I focused on what is it that makes me excited? What is it that makes me joyful? And I focus on that as best as I can and as much as I possibly can. And when those moments I couldn't get to what I was supposed to do, like I was grocery shopping or spending time with my kids, I tried to disengage. So the joy comes from spending time with all of these moments. And what's going to happen is it's going to fundamentally change who you are inside when you do this. It's going to fundamentally change your outlook on life. And sometimes it may not work out for you, but at least you have lived a life that is worth living. And what's going to happen is you are going to likely be able to take more risks. You're going to be more likely to engage in this world. People are going to want to be around you. There's going to be a fundamental shift in who you actually are when you start doing this. It becomes this joyous moment. And ironically, by not focusing on productivity, by focusing on joy, by focusing on how can I make other people feel good, ironically, by doing that, this amazing thing happens and all of a sudden things change in your life and you become more productive. It is a strange thing to say the less you focus and stop caring, the better off that you actually are. And I know you're not going to listen to this, but that's okay. I'm happy with you. And I hope you go do wonderful things. I wish that you have a sense of warmness. I wish one day you pick this up and you listen to it 20 years down the road and you say, I know what he was talking about now. I get it. I hope you get there. You know, learn how to engage in the warmth, in the joy of the process, of the discovery. Try to disengage with all of the people, all of everything around you that makes you focus on you have to get things done. It's not going to matter anyways in the end. What you're going to matter, what's the most important thing is, man, I lived a good, healthy, lovely life where I laughed, I had fun, and every moment was an absolute joy. I know it's going to be difficult because many of you have small kids. I live that life. I know what you're doing. But remember, those small kids are a blessing. They're not taking away from your work, they're adding to it. They're making you feel that warmth a little bit every single day. So go out, live a life of inspiration for others. Don't live a life that is about productivity and getting things done. I know that it's hard to hear. I know, I get it. I get it. But if you live a life of inspiration where you want to be joyful at any given moment, that you laugh, that you smile, something changes. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.